Here we go. Today I'm going to deal with a fallacy of language that keeps you from understanding the world that you live in. Now, I was watching the Strzok testimony there, and Good Lat here was trying to calm his boys down who were going nuts, and they were saying, well, he can't consult his attorney. No, he can't consult his attorney. Well, the FBI is right behind him. The FBI is not his attorney. Now, this is a profound statement. It may not seem like it, but this really shows you how your world is being formed. Because Good Lat right here is right. The FBI is not his attorney. Why is the FBI not his attorney? Because it's literally impossible for the FBI to be what? An attorney. But if you watch how you form language and the way the people who are attempting to control you use language on you, the FBI can do all kinds of stuff. The FBI arrested blah, blah, blah. The FBI found out that blah, blah, blah. The FBI is investigating Donald Trump. The FBI is... No. None of that is going to put you in a place where you can actually be safe. Because you're thinking, well, the FBI, that's wow, no, man, there's nothing that we can do about that. That's a huge... No. But this statement right here shows you the FBI doesn't exist. The FBI doesn't exist. People who are claiming to be FBI agents exist. So, this could very easily be read as the people claiming to be in the FBI are not Strzok's attorney. And that would be a true statement, but it's shortened by the FBI because this has to do with the idea of corporation incorporating institutions as being something. So you can say, okay, hold on. Now, the reason why these corporations were made. Now, corporation is a body being raised, made. Corp, body, corpse, corp, corporal, corp, having to do with the body. Corpse is the best example. Corpse is a dead body. Corporation is something that is a body that's created. But it's a false body because it doesn't exist. Exxon doesn't exist. People who are claiming to be in a company called Exxon exist 100%. People are digging in the ground for oil and selling it under the symbols EXXON 100%. But Exxon itself does not exist outside of any human being making it exist, including you. So when you realize this, you'll see some fallacies in the language that lead you to believe that you're powerless. That's why these corporations were created, to leave you powerless. So you would think, well, there's nothing I can do about it. Well, the FBI wants to talk to me, so there's nothing I can do. The FBI did this, or in this particular case, the feds. Now, why do they do this? They do this so that, and when I say they, I mean the people who are controlling you, use this language because the people up here can go, oh, no, it's not me. No, it's not my decision. I can't do anything about it. That's a Bank of America policy. Bank of America wants to charge you 20%. Not me. No, it's not me. No, it's not me that's taking your money. It's the IRS. No. I am not taking your money. No, the feds are taking your money. No. I'm not taking your money. No. Not me. It's the federal government. Well, the federal government does not exist. The federal government does not exist. Where is it? Show me the federal government. You can't show it to me. All you can show me is people. That's it. And you can show me buildings. How does a building do anything? Show me the Capitol building. What does it do? Nothing. Show me people. What do they do? A lot. Okay? They're doing everything. People are the root of everything in this world. And you are confused by saying, and this is a professional writer. Terrence P. Jeffrey's getting paid to do this, okay? So Terrence is getting paid to make you think something that's not even real. The federal government collected. No, they didn't. The federal government cannot collect anything. You understand that? The federal government cannot collect anything. There is no federal government to collect anything. Now, who collects something? A human, an individual working for an organization called the federal government will gladly log in your payment of taxes. Okay? And by the way, they're stealing money from you. Taxes are an example of, oh no, it's not me taking your money. You just have to pay tax. See, it's a deeper idea in terms of representational language. The idea of income tax. It's not the same as summing up people as the federal government. In other words, it's not the same as giving away your power to the federal government just takes the money. It's actually stealing from you. Income taxes are actually stealing from you. What an income tax... Okay, hold on a second. Let me tell you. Individual income tax, okay, means the money that we are taking from you, the amount of money we take from you every year. That's called individual income tax. So what this would read like is, the people who claim or say that they are representing something called the federal government took a record 1 point blah, blah, blah trillion from individuals who earned it. Because what if you don't pay it? See, I'm saying they took it because why? You didn't give it to them. That's the premise, that you're paying your income tax because you owe it. Once again, because they're hiding behind this idea. They're taking all your money, like bankers, public servants, politicians, lawmakers. They're all taking all your money up here. And if you don't give it to them, what happens? Violence. You get violence. So it's not that you paid it. You didn't pay it. No, you didn't pay it. They took it from you. Point blank. Don't be fooled. They took it from you. Now, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I mean, if you think it's okay for a guy to come with a gun and take your money, I'm fine with that. Absolutely fine with it. You know, if somebody has a gun on my head, I pay him the money too. Trust me. When an IRS agent shows up with a gun, he gets his money. Period. And he shows up with the gun via a form, a 10W40 or a 10, whatever it is, a 1040. Whatever form that you have to fill out, that's his gun. Because if you don't fill out that form, guess what? They come violent you. They take all your resources. They take all your money. See, money is your number one resource up here, one of the top resources. And if you don't give them what they want you, in other words, when an IRS agent or a person from the Treasury asks you for money, they are basically telling you, if you don't give me my money, I will shoot you. I will take your stuff or I will kill you. Okay, so this is not voluntary. This is not an agreement between you and anybody. This is something that is forced on you by people, and then they say, oh, it's not me. That's the tax code. That's the tax code. Sorry. We'll go down here. Despite the individual income tax collections, the federal government still ran a deficit. No, they didn't. So let me translate this for you. Despite the record amount of money we stole from you at gunpoint, the people who are claiming to be the federal government still can't balance the budget. according to the Treasury statement. Now, how does the Treasury make a statement? See, this is a false wording here. This is a perfect example of the false wording that keeps you in place. See, it's another thing to just lie and say, well, these are income taxes. But it's another thing. It's one thing to lie and say, well, it's income taxes when it's really a forced violent event. And it's another thing to say that the Treasury can say something. Okay, so when someone takes your income taxes, something actually happened. They stole it from you, right? So you lose money, okay? When you go ask the Treasury to say something, it can't speak. I've been to the United States Treasury. It doesn't talk. It doesn't make statements. I've been to the building. The United States Treasury does not say anything. Okay? So this is, once again, a lie to mislead you. And it's so blatant that you accept it as normal that a writer, Terrence P. Jeffrey, can just go, according to the Treasury statement. No. There's no Treasury statement. The Treasury cannot make a statement. This should or could read, if you wanted, if Terrence wasn't trying to mislead you and lead you down a road of having your money stolen, he would tell you the truth. And he would say, according to people who are taking your money from you involuntarily at the force of a gun that are called the Treasury. According to people who are taking your money at gunpoint who call themselves the Treasury. That's what's really happening. So here, let me read this for you. Despite the record money taken from individuals at gunpoint, the people claiming to be the federal government still owe $607 trillion over the same, or billion, whatever, I'm not reading it, over the same 9 months, according to the people who are taking your money at gunpoint and counting it at the Treasury. That's what it reads. But if you read it, despite the record individual income tax collections, the federal government still ran a deficit. So it sounds like, well, there's all kinds of stuff going on there that you can't control. There's all kinds of stuff going on there that's out of your control. But these are people doing this 100%. Let me give you another example. Another professional writer, Becky Borer, Associated Press. Of course the Associated Press is going to mislead you. They don't want you to know the truth. Marijuana ad complicates delivery of small Alaska newspaper. Okay, now, how does a marijuana ad do anything? It doesn't. How can it complicate a delivery? It doesn't. It's an ad in a newspaper. It's the same as any other ad. You pick it up and that's it. You deliver it. What's the problem? So this could read, the people who run the Alaska newspaper have a problem with someone who put an ad in their paper. Do you understand that? A small Alaska newspaper is scrambling to distribute papers after the U.S. Postal Service refused shipment over a marijuana ad. So the U.S. Postal Service, once again, can't refuse a shipment. The U.S. Postal Service cannot do dick. They're nothing. They don't exist. People claiming to be or acting as a supposed U.S. Postal Service employee refused to ship a newspaper that someone else made. So first of all, it's not an Alaska newspaper. It is people writing things and packaging it as something called a newspaper, are scrambling to distribute their product, the things that they wrote, after a United States Postal Service employee decided that none of his buddies could ship, or none of his coworkers would touch the stuff that these people wrote because of something that was written in the paper by them. That's what it says. She says the paper didn't realize. How does the paper realize anything? How does the paper realize something? The paper doesn't. But now they can say, oh, look, it wasn't my fault. It was the paper. The paper didn't realize it. Well, who's the paper? It's you, lady. It's you. It's you. So this could read, she says the things that people wrote and put together as a unit called a paper in slang terms, that's called a newspaper in real terminology, or in some terminology, didn't realize it would be problematic until the people who wrote this thing we're calling a newspaper was contacted by someone working for something we call the Postal Service. See, that would give you a real good example, because what if this person at the Postal Service decided, well, you know what? We're going to ship this paper. Do you think it would get shipped? Of course it would. But see, the person inside the Postal Service thinks, I can't go against the Postal Service, even though the Postal Service doesn't exist and they are the Postal Service. That's how they screw you out of your power. So if you are working, if you are an employee of the Postal Service, you think, well, I just can't do it because it's against regulations, and my boss says I can't do it, and it's against postal regulation, blah blah blah. So we're not. The Postal Service can't ship your paper. That's not a true statement. None of that is true. What is true is you, a Postal Service worker, someone who works for the Postal Service, has made a determination using words that someone else wrote to determine that they don't want to deliver someone else's newspaper. So now, if the postal worker decided, hey, I'll deliver the paper, could they do it? 100%. If someone working for the Postal Service who wrote the code or is writing code went, hey, I don't like that code, I'm going to change it so we can deliver papers, could they deliver the paper? The so-called newspaper? The thing that someone wrote? Absolutely. 100%. See, this is the thing. You're creating your world every second. You're creating your world every second. Okay? You make decisions. But when you get put underneath, I'm the Postal Service. No, the Postal Service said I couldn't do it. It was a marijuana ad that did it. Well, I'm sorry, ma'am. If you didn't have a marijuana ad in your newspaper, well, we would deliver it. It's that marijuana ad. No, it's not. It's you. You're refusing to deliver the paper. Has nothing to do with the ad. Has nothing to do with what somebody wrote that you're calling an ad. It has to do with a person working inside the Postal Service making a determination that they are not going to let other people in the Postal Service handle your piece of postal material. Period. Could they change it? 100% yes. 100% yes. Could people working for the federal government and people working at the Treasury no longer steal your money at gunpoint? Absolutely. The income tax wasn't even put into effect until 1946 or something? There was no income tax. There was nobody taking your money out of your pocket for earning money. Okay? So it was done for 100+ years. This country operated. Us as people calling ourselves a country operated without taking our money from each other that we earned by gunpoint and calling it a tax. So could we change this? 100%. Now, why is it not going to change? That's the question. We all know it's a scam. We all know it's too high. We all know we don't want to pay it. We all know that the people in the government that get our money waste it. We all know that there's plenty of our money getting spent by other people who took it from us that are doing it and spending it in ways that we don't approve of. but yet we keep doing it. And this is why. Because of violence. Plain and simple. If you had an agreement, hey guys, hey, we need us up here pretending to be government officials, need your money down here so we can build a road. You could at least go, okay, well, I don't want to build a road. And they go, well, we want to build a road up here. We want to make a road. That's great. I don't want a road. I don't want you to take my money I don't want you taking my money to build a road. Then what happens? What happens? You get violenced.
When the public
You get violenced. Period.
do vent their outrage at inappropriate earnings, the common defense is to move the debate to the psychological realm.
You get violenced. You get violenced. You get violenced. So when you stop paying your taxes, what happens? You get violenced. Plain and simple. So if you do not pay the guy money who has a gun to come to take it from you, then guess what? You get violenced. Plain and simple. So what is the tax system based on? Violence. It's not based on an agreement. It's based on violence. And then they mask it and just say, oh, it's the feds. No, it's not me. The guy comes to your door. No, I'm not taking your money. It's the feds. No, I'm not taking your money by gunpoint. No. That's the tax code. I'm following the tax code. See, it's a lie. It's a lie. It's the biggest lie. It's a lie. There is a human being coming to take what we call your income, money, at the point of a gun, and he takes as much as he wants to take because he has the gun. If they raise the tax to 46%, you would never be able to stop it. At one point, as far as I understand it, in America, the taxes were well over 60, 70%. Now they've gone down, but they're still taking your money at gunpoint. The people at the Treasury, the people who are calling themselves the Treasury, the people who are calling themselves the IRS, the people who are calling themselves the federal government are coming into your pocket under the threat of violence to extract your money. So the people up here, the Black Death Cult members, the lawyers, the politicians, the public servants, these people can use your money to build things and do things that they consider important. So if you're down here and you go, well, you know what? I don't want you to use my money to build a nuclear bomb. I don't approve of that. You have no say in it. If you say, I don't want you to spend my money paying for somebody's health care that I don't really know, or I don't really want them, I don't know them. So I don't want you to use my money to pay for them for their health care. You don't get a say in it. If you tell the people who are taking your money at gunpoint, hey, I don't want you to spend my money just doing whatever, the people up here in the Black Death Cult will violence you. They will get their little thugs out and violence you. So you're not in a voluntary system. You are being misled by language. You have this idea that corporations do something when they don't. There are no corporations. They exist. Only people exist. Just like the FBI is not his attorney, the FBI doesn't exist. The FBI cannot do anything. People, individuals, calling themselves FBI agents. And by the way, those FBI agents, guess what they're armed with? A gun. A gun. A gun. So when that guy calling himself an FBI agent shows up, why do you coalesce? Why do you cooperate? Because he will violence you. That's why when you get to the whole world, it's all run on violence. It's all run on violence. So when you allow yourself to be misled by these ideas that the Treasury can say something, that the federal government's just taking your money, that they're just collecting income taxes, you may be misleading yourself. Okay? So I'm going to read this for you once again in real language. The people that call themselves federal employees are taking your money that you earn at gunpoint and calling them taxes, and they are still overspending. The people who are calling themselves the federal government are still overspending. With all the money they're taking from you, they're still overspending by $607 billion. So I would encourage you to take the time to cipher this stuff out so that you can at least be free inside your own mind.